Hi class, this is Jamison Burrell. I'm the instructor on record for this Math 61 L09 online edition of the elementary algebra course, and I've posted in the syllabus location a MyMathLab instruction guide, and this is found when you log into your My West Hills portal page and you go to the online courses. This is not the course shell that we will use that is offered through the West Hills Advanced 360 Learning Management System. I know I'm using a lot of words you're probably not used to using just because there are a lot of our jargon here on campus. But a learning management system comes in a lot of varieties. The kind that we are using is called MyMathLab, and here are the directions that are in that link. They're pretty clear. I just want to point out a few things in them. First of all, you need to go to this website to log in. I'll go ahead and take us there. And then it says that you need to, under student, click register. So student, there's a few things that you'll need for that. You'll need an email. I want you to use your West Hills email. Please remember that your West Hills email has a my dot at the end of the domain. So I'll point that out again later. But so you need the email, you need a course ID, you need an access code. Well, the course ID comes from that sheet that we were on. Here's the course ID. And the access code comes from a purchase. If you are not prepared right now to purchase it, you're going to have 14 days available for access. And so there's no reason why you cannot do the homework, which I'd like you to do right now, which is to go in and access the class material through that MyMathLab page. Alright, so let me take you back there. When you are ready, and if you have any need for other additional help, please read the videos here, the getting started video similar to mine, registration video, and other questions down below. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the quick version. Okay, course ID is BIRRELL, and the number is 41831. If you've used MyMathLab before, or Mastering, or Course Compass, or any of the other names that it used to be called, go ahead and try to use your login name and password. It's going to be a new book. This is the 5th edition of the book. If you previously used, this is really important. In fact, pause the video and write a note down to yourself. If you've previously used this same book, but in the 4th edition, and you used it last semester or during the summer session, I will petition the publisher for an access code, and he's already said that we should have no problem doing that, assuming that I can validate that you had the class in the spring or in the summer. So go ahead and hit create, and then I'm just going to put this right here to give you the example of what email address you're going to use. You're going to use whatever your school email address is. Usually it's your first and last name, but sometimes people have a number after that, or they can't get their full first and last name. It's whatever has been assigned to you and made available through My West Hills. And then you put at my.whccd.edu. If you do not use that, then the emails that I send will not make it to you. And sometimes I use different emailing tools, like our course roster has an email function. The Piazza discussion board posts has an email function, and if I try to email you from there, which they're going to be set up for the school email that you have, and then you have a different email here, you may get some of my emails but not my other. That will be a problem. So that's why I want you to register with your school email. Plus, through the school email, we send important informational items about things that are happening on campus, clubs that are available, and other things that might not matter to you, but we also send financial aid information. So it is very important to use your school email. If you want to take that school email and direct it to another account like Gmail or Hotmail or Outlook, that's fine. We're actually using an Outlook account. Alright, then you can delete that. You don't need all of that for your username. So your username, make it whatever you want, that's fine. I'd keep it short and easy, and I'd keep your password short and easy. And follow the directions that it gave you. Make sure you get the same one in each location. Oh, maybe I didn't. Yeah, okay, there it is. And then first name, this needs to be your registered name with West Hills. So this is not that's funny, I'm just about to write made up. But I was going to say this is not a nickname or a made up name. This is your first and last name. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and act like I'm a student. My actual email is different than your email. Mine does not have the my dot. So I wonder if it'll let me. Nope, it recognizes that I already have an account, so I have to use something made up. But I can put my own first name here. And so on right here. Father's middle name, made up. Say that you're willing to accept the license agreement, read through it. If you don't want to accept it, that's fine. Then you can't purchase your course material or obtain the course material necessary for the class, and then you won't start the class with us. They're simple requirements, just that you're not going to try to use the information to, to give away for free and other things like that. Okay, so create an account. Here's the part of the screen I want you to pay close attention to. If you have already bought the book, and there is a bundled version, I think our bookstore has it for $116. It'll have the access code, which will just look like something like that. So it's not a CD, it's just an access code. Or, let's see if I can go back. Or you can pay for it with cash, but it'll have the access code with the book. Or you can just choose the option to buy the book, and I don't care about your physical copy, although I will say that the students who have had physical copies there's a higher correlation with those students performing well in the course. So I think it does pay to have a book. And the difference between $116 for the bundle and $95 is starting to not look that far apart as it did when this used to be $25. Okay, so hit get temporary access if you don't have those things already, because I don't want you to wait to get access to the class. So go ahead and hit temporary access and get started. It'll log you in, and then I'll show you what the pages look like. Let me go ahead and pause the video. There we go. This is what my math lab looks like. They've just made some recent changes to make it very mobile ready, which is good to know. It says our course, and if you want to enroll in a new course, if you're using it for biology or economics or something like that, go ahead. Then this reminds you it's temporary access. You have 14 days. You've got to pay for that. So start saving and getting your money together. If you are getting financial aid that comes on September 4th, then you're going to maybe have to put it on a credit card, but I do need you to get your course material. This is a required component of the class. So anyway, if you can do some side jobs and get the money, that would be great, because you need to have it paid for within that time. I'll talk to you a little bit about dates in a moment. Alright, then here's what the course looks like. I'm going to let you just peruse through it. I'll be posting the syllabus underneath here, and the assignments are stated. There's already an orientation assignment for you to get started on, and a first section assignment for you to work on. And then other dates and other assignments will show here, along with quizzes that we'll have. Currently there's only sample quizzes. These are not required here. You'll see that there is no due date over here, and there's an infinite number of attempts. Those are just for readiness and preparation. But under the homework, you can see there's a due date, and the time zone might need to be adjusted. I'm not sure if it came in automatically when I copied the course or if I need to adjust that. But the time will be stated, and it'll be for either California time or Hawaii time. And then other items are here. I'd like you to look at the tools for success. It shows you that you can get help on entering your answers. You can find a little support there. and there's graphing calculator tools here that are very helpful. We won't be using this discussion board, but I'll be having a link that says discussions from our Piazza webpage. That's a pretty good introduction. So then go ahead and get in, play around, start your first 2 assignments here. Actually, go ahead and do all 3. Now, as for important dates, today's the 17th, and you need to get started on your work. If you don't get started on your work within the first 3 days, I can consider you a no-show. So I'll actually give you a little bit more time because I'm going to start working on no-shows on Friday, but there's no reason for you to wait. Then you'll have 14 days access. Those 14 days will allow you time to work on the course even though you haven't technically paid. And they will allow you to, if you realize that you're still not prepared for this course, to drop out and still get your money back, as far as I understand. Okay, then you'll have the next week up until the 4th to be sure that you're in the right course, and if you need to drop the course and some major life events are occurring and you're not going to be able to take it, you'll want to drop it by the 4th because that is the date that you can drop without receiving any sort of transcript record. So it won't have a letter grade and it won't have a withdrawal mark or anything. That's the 4th. Okay, the 4th is also the day some people get their first financial aid check if they got started late on registering for and applying for financial aid. I'm sorry that is the case, but you still need to have your course material during that week. So I would start during these first 2 weeks, start saving, start doing extra work on the side, or finding another way. Put it on a credit card and pay yourself back. Okay, another important date are our test dates. So let me see if this is the page here. Yep. So this class is an online class, but we have face-to-face meetings for the midterm and the final. The date here says Tuesday, October 21st. Well, I don't think October 21st lands on a Tuesday. I think they meant October 20th. And I know that that must be a mistake because I was the one that requested our room, and our room is not 274. I believe our room is 231, and I will look into that for you. But our time should be 7:30. And we can move that a little bit earlier. I just didn't want to move it too much later because I wanted to make time for people to be able to do their test and get back to the rest of their workday. So 7:30, or I can have the doors opened at 7 and let people in earlier. You are going to need to start determining if you're going to be able to make these proctoring times, because these are the proctoring times that I'm offering on campus. But because it's an online class, you can do proctoring in other locations as long as you follow the directions on the guidelines. Those guidelines will be posted, and I'll give you more information about that, but here they are. Proctoring can occur as long as you communicate with me your request, and here are the approved proctors. It's acceptable to use a community college librarian, testing center, or instructor. And you don't just decide, I'm going to use this math teacher over at this community college, and so I'm going to send that name over to Mr. Burrell. This means that you've actually communicated with the instructor and gotten approval. Sometimes testing centers cost money, but if it's less money than driving over here for the option that I'm giving, then it'll still save you money and gas and travel and things. So you may not want to come over here to me. California State University librarian or instructor, so a university librarian or instructor, a UC librarian or instructor, or a public librarian. Okay. This file will be located on the proctoring form I will send you. But again, it's essentially going to be you sending me the list of who your proctor is after you've secured a proctor. You need to secure that proctor by September 3rd, so in that 3rd week, so that way by September 4th I can be sure to double check and see who hasn't sent it to me and who I can drop without affecting their transcripts. I'm trying to pay you the respect of not affecting your transcripts. So any questions about that, let me know. Again, that's an important date, the 20th and December 15th, midterm and final. September 4th, financial aid disbursement if you didn't already get financial aid because you applied late. The 3rd is the date to be able to have your proctor sent to me if you're not going to be able to do the testing that we already will have located here with me. And I think that pretty much wraps up enough right now. I don't want this video to be too long. But if you're still listening, I might as well do this. Under the West Hills Lemoore page, you can come to current students. There's a lot of important information for you here. One is the academic honesty policy. That's also stated in the syllabus to go here. The other is the final exam schedule, but I already told you that that's going to be on December 15th. But here's the academic calendar, which indicates special dates. I've already told you about one special, well, several. But the last day to drop without receiving anything on your transcript is September 4th. The next important drop date is September 16th. And then there are holidays, but that doesn't seem to apply too much to an online student. Okay, hope you don't have to listen to all of that, but if you need to go back, pause the video, and re-listen to something, I'd appreciate that. If you have questions, we will be posting up a discussion board tool, and we'll start having discussions there. Thank you very much, and get off to a good start.